So let's talk about manifestation. Oh, I have to share this with you guys. So I have been through a little bit of a dark night of a soul experience. And how this came about, as it became obvious not that long ago, that that was an answer to a desire that I had in my heart to feel safe in the world. And it was through understanding manifestation. And why that was because I always had, no matter how much money I had or I didn't have, there was always an existential anxiety. There was always some version of, I don't feel in control of my destiny. I don't feel in control of what I manifest and what I don't manifest. I feel like sometimes things come and sometimes they don't. And there was this underlying anxiety. And I really had this desire. I really want to figure this out. What is this about? I really want to understand it because I don't want to continuously have to worry about, do I have enough saved up and whatever, right? So the answer to that prayer was a little bit of a dark night of the soul. And it was a very difficult time for me, where I went through experiencing unbelonging, not enoughness, unworthiness, all those things that just almost even didn't make sense. It was more than it should be. There was just so much self-doubt that was going through the mind. And it was that's not even it doesn't even sound like me. I'm not even I've never been a perfectionist before. You guys know my emails, they would go out with typos. I wouldn't sit there and overthink an email for a week, right? Nevertheless, I was experiencing this. And it was the most painful experience, but I couldn't get out of my head, lost ability to make decisions. And it was crazy what's going on. And then there was this magical moment where I think I just had enough of this. And it was I just can't anymore with myself. And there was this opening, and there was this realization that if I can surrender and let go of this constant nothingness, because basically what was happening was that my deepest shame was being amplified. My deepest shame was being amplified. So all I was hearing was the constant not enoughness and the unworthiness, because my frequency was so low that I could match with everything and all the trauma around not enoughness that was already there. So it was this constant chatter going on of who do you think you are and da, right? And that was never how I was before. To an extent, yes, but not this loud where it'd be paralyzing. So it was really interesting. And then I had this realization of okay, well, nobody's going to save me from this. Nobody's going to talk me out of this. This is people have tried to change my perspective, but they can't, right? And there was this realization that the only person who can change the perspective is me. There's nobody else who's going to shift the perspective for me, right? And so I finally realized, well, there's two things. I finally have had enough of the not enough, right? It was finally just bubbled over the top, and I was screw it, I'm just done with it. I'm whatever, I'm enough. Somebody thinks I'm not, then that's their problem, right? And I'm where I am, and I'm where I'm not, and it's all good. It's all perfect. And once that started clicking, I had this simultaneous actually realization of I am actually all in on myself and others. I'm all in on us, all of us, to wake up, do our thing, liberate ourselves, live our life, have fun, do whatever the heck we want, to do some good, whatever, have fun, just, let go of all this, really, I'm all in on me, and I'm all in on all of us to have an awesome life, and yes, it never continues, the healing never continues, but we might as well just have awesome life while doing it, right? So once I made this shift, this really interesting thing happened. And that was that the universe started all of a sudden responding. And the response was For example, there was an email from a director of a school where we were just sorting out a refund and they have disappeared. There was no conversation, and all of a sudden I hear back from them. I just kind of was giving up on that thing, and it's like, oh, I would have to get a lawyer and whatever. I'm like, screw it. But I decided to send one of my email to see if we can come to a solution, and I hear back from them, new director, I changed da-da-da policies and it's under review, and awesome, okay? So that happens. Then there is like another serendipitous meeting with a woman who is looking to rent this house because I'm moving 1 hour in that direction, and so I'm going to be renting this out for the season. And it's like, that is a serendipitous occurrence, and somebody who needs to meet some other friend. Anyway, so like this is going on, and I'm just like, wow, like life is starting to respond to me. And the interesting thing is, what was days before, I felt so utterly blocked. Like I was so blocked. Like nothing would work. Computers wouldn't work. Bank transfers wouldn't work. Credit cards would get shut down. It was like nothing was working. And I was like, friends who tried to help me, like they got blocked too. Like it was just like, what is going on? Like, what is going on, you know? And it was so strong that I was actually angry with God. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I felt like I was being punished, you know, somehow. And it was like that frequency, and it was like, oh my God. Then once I had this shift in perspective, like I'm all in on myself, and I made the decision to shift that perspective, like everything starts opening up. And then I realized why this whole thing was. Hopefully you were tracking this with me. I know it's complicated, but stay with me because this is so, so cool. The whole thing was for me to realize that it truly is that our outer scenery and everything that is going on is just a shift in perspective. It's the context of how we hold life. If we hold life, life is happening for us. And we see everything is like, interesting. Looks like we can't pay our mortgage. We might go homeless. I wonder. You know, you can literally like get like, oh, this is entertaining. I mean, it's going to be like a little bit, you know, like not that bad. But sometimes things are a little bit like, you know. But you can look at it like you can be terrified, and you can be having panic attacks when you're dealing with a financial situation. Or you can look at it like, I know it's going to work out. I'm like biting my nails right now. You know what I mean? Like, but I know it's going to work out, but sometimes I wonder if the movie is not going to turn out completely wrong. But you kind of know it is going to work out. Sometimes you just have no idea how. Like, for example, you know, you know that you're meant to be in a spectacular relationship. Like, spectacular. You're just the most you couple. Like, you're meant to be in a spectacular relationship, and instead it has been not great with relationships. Just not great, right? I mean, you know, one crazy character after another, and you get abandoned, you know, pregnant, things like that. So, and not always, right? There's some good ones, but, right? You're wondering, like, I know that we're getting there. I am just curious. Just curious, you know, what is it that I still need to go through, and what is happening here? And we just kind of have a sense of humor about it. And the truth is, my relationships are interesting, but I've also not invested any time, any real time and effort into healing deeper in the relationship stuff until quite recently, right? So it is also no mistake, no accident that it would be a trouble area, right? So anyway, the whole thing, that this roller coaster experience was there for me to realize that, again, it is the outer scenery that matches the inner scenery. Now, this is so interesting. The inner scenery. What does it mean, the inner scenery? Number one, what do we want? Number two, is it authentic? Is it really, really what we want? Or is it some kind of vanity and glamour magnet? That it's really cool to want it, so we want it, but we don't, like, our true nature doesn't care, right? Like, I don't know if our soul really wants Louis Vuitton bags. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's everybody's souls to decide, right? Maybe yes, I don't know. My soul hasn't said anything about it, right? So, what do we want? Is it really authentic? Are we worthy of receiving it? Are we worthy of receiving it? That's it. That's our inner scenery. Manifestation is authenticity. What do I want? Is it really true? Truly what I don't want? Or is there a disconnect? Right? What do I want? Is it really true? Plus self-love. Do I think I'm worthy of receiving it? Right? So self-love, or you could say love, because it's going to be for self and for others, is always goes hand in hand together. So self-love is I'm all in on myself. I'm all fully in on myself. Heck yeah, I deserve this. I am here to wake up. I'm not going to feel like a bother and imposter and whatever. I am here to wake up. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not playing games. I am here to wake up. That's it. We're not playing. We're not doing useless stuff, We're not watching TV for 30 years and reruns of whatever show. Nope. We're here to wake up. Well, sometimes we watch some TV shows. Anyhow, gotta integrate and whatnot. Others, love for others, right? I'm all in on others as well. And I also know that the way I show up for others lifts others up. So the more I'm in on myself, the more I'm all in on others too. It's like everything, right? We bring a certain frequency, we make everybody's experience better, And that is not to say that we shouldn't show up when we're low frequency. That actually is a gift too. I have some of the most authentic low frequencies sometimes, and it is okay. If you're authentically sad, you're allowing yourself to be pissed off, I love beautiful pissed off people that are really enraged, but they also own it, There's some beauty in that. Or when somebody's really sad and they're they're okay with it. They're okay with being sad. That is completely okay. There's something about non-resisting the lower emotions that we have and not wrapping it in shame and guilt and whatever. It's really beautiful experience to be with people that way. So manifestation, authenticity plus love, self-love first. That's manifestation. Because it's all about frequency. What do I want? Do I love myself? And I can't love myself if there's all those things that I'm holding against myself that need to be forgiven. So how do we get there, right? So much part work, so much forgiveness, so much digging inside of ourselves, not just to see and to be aware, but more importantly, to integrate these parts, bring them back in, work with them, understand, but also begin to help them shift perspective. Okay? There's no need for a comparisonitis story. There's no need to put people on a pedestal anymore. There's no need to put ourselves down. There's no need for self-doubt anymore. There's no need for this. There's no, the programs that have held it in place, they have been lifted, right? Or they're being lifted or whatever. There's no need for this anymore. We can stand truly in our power and our self-love and go, yeah, I'm all in on myself. I'm here to transform. I'm here to enjoy. I'm here to have so much joy with my kids. And if I don't, then I'm going to heal what I need to heal to move to that place. I'm here to enjoy the beautiful relationship that I will one day be part of. I already feel it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be extraordinary. It's going to be the best partnership I can imagine. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be so good. And it's not there now. And that is okay. I love the journey anyway. I know it's there. And I love the journey of healing myself and becoming the woman I want to be. And if I need to date or whatever and be in relationships that don't work out, or be single until I meet, my true partner, either way. And maybe there's going to be multiple, back-to-back true partners. That's all good too. But I'm all in on myself, experiencing the joy I want to experience. So that is manifestation. It's just a shift in perspective. I am all in on what I want. I'm all in on my most true desires. That's it. I'm all in. I'm not going to hold myself back. I'm not going to hold from receiving. I'm all in. I am all in on me. I am all in. I am literally all in on myself. Say that to yourself. Get that under your skin. You are freaking worthy of it. Who else? You're one of the however many sperms and eggs. You're a 1 in 400 trillion chance of existence, something like that, right? You are that. If not you, then who? Nobody's going to care about your worthiness until you do. You stand for yourself and say, this is I belong here. I so belong here. This is my place. This is my time. This is my body, by the way. This is my body. Let's own our bodies. There's no other thing that should occupy. This is your physical body, right? Own our bodies. Own our energy fields. Own our light bodies, right? We reclaim that. We reclaim the whole thing, and we reclaim whatever, it's our life too. Whatever the heck I want to do with it. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be this I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Am I going to do good and leave legacy and give myself a good report card? No, oh my gosh. You let yourself experience everything you want to experience. And let your passions come online, and some of those passions will probably be about giving that back to others and working with others and having friendships with others and all that. But it's all about you. What do you want? What is your deepest, it's your life. It's all about what you want. It is here for you to experience. And the more you allow yourself to truly experience what you truly desire, not the superficial glamour, vanity desires. If you need to, sure, but it's not going to satisfy you forever. Material riches are going to you're just not going to care. It's fine, but you're just not going to care that much. What you really care about is the experiences and the joy and the love and the people. So it is all yours to experience. It is all yours to be had. You just have to be all in on yourself. I deserve it. I am all in on this. Let's go.